Yo, MCC. Yo, we cool, man? We cool? Yeah, we cool. What up, everybody? It's BBKDRAGOON. Halo 2 Anniversary. Halo 2 Classic. I almost bit my tongue there. That hurts whenever you do that. I want to talk today about an interview that came out in Game Informer with Bonnie Ross, Queen of 343. She is doing something in this interview that I really liked. Not only did she address the Master Chief Collection problem or issue and the bummer that it was to fans, she also confirms that there will never again be a Halo game that comes out without a beta, a multiplayer beta to test. And it's something that, you know, this interview probably should have came out a lot sooner. I don't know what it is with 343, but it's like everything takes like 6 months too long. When Halo 4 came out, took a long time to get ranks. Over 6 months, I think. Was it April? It was April, I think, when CSR came in after the November release. And this interview is a long time after release, but what I appreciated from it, Bonnie Ross gave an honest apology saying that MCC disappointed fans. They weren't happy with that. And there will never again be a Halo game that releases without a beta. They will absolutely have betas to prevent these issues from occurring again in the future. And that's the first non-PR BS answer I've gotten or read in this whole ordeal, I think. One of the things that matters to players is communication. I think a lot of us would have been just fine and dandy with MCC being in the state that it was back in December and January if we were given a more clear and concise explanation saying, look, this is cray-cray. It's going to take a lot to get this thing in a working state. And although we'd still be mad, we'd be less upset. I think communication, critical. But the theme of this video is I think the bitterness of MCC is floating away. For me, at least, let me give you my perspective here. You know, I've been able to play MCC for the last 3 weeks and not have any large issues. Been able to play with teams and not get split up. I've had even teams. I've had pretty good connections. Now, the ranking can still be a little weird, but that's okay. And I've had fun. And when I look at MCC now and I think to myself, you know, for $60, now it's a lot cheaper, by the way, I get all of the Halo campaigns minus Reach, and I guess Halo Wars, but that's outside of the box. I never played Halo Wars, by the way. Everybody always talks with that game about such great love. Maybe I need to play it. I was a huge StarCraft 2 fan. Okay, so back to the value, though. I've got all the Halo campaigns, CE2, 2 Anniversary, Halo 3, ODST. You know, that's a lot of content to play through for my $60 price tag. And then I go into the multiplayer and go, you know what? There's actually a lot here, and it's been working. And I know, it would have been sweet, right? It would have been sweet if MCC worked out of the box, but I don't feel dejected. I don't feel like we're crushed. I don't feel like we're shrinking. I think we're starting to grow again. When I was watching the HCS this weekend, the Halo Championship Series, I thought to myself, you know what? There's like 9,000 or 10,000 people watching this pretty consistently. This is before the grand finals, mind you. I don't know what the grand final viewer count's going to be. But a whole weekend of almost 10K people watching Halo, there's an audience, there's fans, there's people who love this, who miss this, who want this. To give you some perspective, StarCraft 2's WCS, the World Championship Series, the quarterfinals are going on right now, and the end of the season is going to happen in a few hours from when this commentary is going on. They have like 30,000 viewers. Now, granted, that'll jump up to like 40 or 50 during the grand finals, but those are really good numbers when you compare that with Halo. Like, that's not bad. That's sustainable. Those are things that it shows there's an audience for this. You know, one of the bummers is Halo just sort of left MLG during the rise of the other esports. StarCraft 2, followed by League, into Dota, now Counter-Strike. And we felt a bit abandoned. And we, by the way, we being the Halo community, relied way too heavily on MLG to carry our tournament circuit. It's why when they left, there was such a horrible shock and gap between where we're at now and when MLG ended up dropping the game. But some of those weekends were, I loved watching Halo on the MLG stream. And when that was gone, the void wasn't filled. This weekend watching HCS was like the first time that gap was filled. By the way, here comes the cheekiest BXB that you have ever seen. Wait for it. Oh, where we go? We go. Stall, stall, bang, bang. So, yeah. I love Halo 2 Classic. Stall, stall, maybe? Yeah. Boom. Big boom. I'm not that good with button combos, but when they work, I get pretty excited with myself. So, yeah, that's where my head's been at. Been playing more of this game. Now that they reset the ranks for Halo 2 Anniversary, I'm probably going to be going up and maybe trying to rank that up again and seeing if they've done any work with the ranks or changed anything around. I'd love to know your experience in the comments down below. How is MCC working for you? Is my experience isolated? Is it still bad? Because across the board, I feel like, is it finally time that we get to be excited about Halo again? Because since November, it's been pretty doom and gloom. There's a salty, sore spot in my heart because I like Halo. I've liked Halo for a long time. I know Halo was not on the upswing, and MCC did nothing to help that. But now, for the first time in a long while, I feel like there's a pretty positive outlook towards Halo. Halo 5's looking really stinking good. And we had a beta. We have a competitive series. We have a spectator mode. We have all these rad things that are lining up, making it probably... It could be the best era for Halo that we've ever had. Now, I'm not talking about the gameplay, because people will forever argue that Halo 2 was the best or that Halo 3 was the best. But in terms of the infrastructure surrounding Halo, we have every ingredient to make this work for the first time ever, in a way where we don't have to rely upon MLG, and we don't have to rely solely upon independent tournament organizers. The HCS is doing a good job bringing this game to the front of Twitch, and maybe getting new players involved that normally wouldn't be. We've been sorely lacking that. The old community is only growing older, and we need to bring new people in who are passionate about Halo. We've got this great history to play upon that I'm constantly reminded about when I watch these streams. I think back to the MLG days. Things are looking bright. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm BBKDRAGOON, and I'll see you next time.